paper is structured into five sections. There's an introduction, there's an overview of Korean studies at the University of Nairobi, there's the research questions and objectives, there's sampling and framework, and then there's the results. My paper is result oriented, yes, so kindly bear with me. Okay, so South Korea in Africa, a new scramble for Africa. As one of the presenters earlier on mentioned, South Korea was interested in Africa a long time ago. In the earlier years, South Korea's interest was informed by South Korea wanting to secure membership in the United Nations, and also it was out to do North Korea in terms of securing embassies in Africa. But besides that, as of today, the political and security reasons as to why South Korea is involved in Africa. There's also economic reasons. Part of the economic reasons includes being that Korea's domestic market is highly saturated, there is need for South Korea to look for markets for its manufactured goods. And on to the third reason, which informs my paper, is the social-cultural reasons. So there is need for South Korea to spread its influence. And following South Korea's earlier years' interaction with Africa, there is need for South Korea to assert its image. Okay, so here's the literature review. I would actually want to say that not much literature has been written between South Korea and Kenya, but my study was guided by Leonard's definition of public diplomacy, and I shall read it out loud. It says that public diplomacy is about building relationships, understanding the needs of other countries, cultures, and peoples, communicating our points of views, correcting misperceptions, looking for areas where we can find common causes. Okay, so Korean studies, I'll give a brief overview of Korean Studies Center at the University of Nairobi. Yeah, it's the first kind of Korean Studies Center in East Africa and the sixth one in Africa. It was launched in 2013 in University of Nairobi under College of Humanities and Social Sciences, and it is being housed under the Department of Linguistics and Languages. Secondly, Korea's Studies Center serves as Korea's organization of language and cultural promotion in foreign countries, in this particular case, Kenya. And it was established following an MOU between the University of Nairobi and the Academy of Korean Studies. I think I'll draw to your attention that Confucius Institute and the Korean Studies is an agreement between governments, between the Chinese government and the host institution, whichever country it would be, to the collaboration of the two. But here's a different case of institutions of higher learning. And I think I would also point out to you the mission of Korean Studies Center at the University of Nairobi. I will just draw to your attention two of them. The first one is to provide quality teaching for Korean studies, and the second one is to produce high caliber graduates who will contribute towards the attainment of Vision 2030 for Kenya. And on to my next slide. Two research questions informed the study. The first one read, what is the rationale behind the launch of Korean studies at the University of Nairobi and its role within an institution of higher education? And the second question was, what are the participants' perceptions of the Korean studies as a diplomatic organ and a language program instruction? Question number 2 was informed by the University of Nairobi students being the target audience and also being the consumers of Korean studies. And the hypothesis for the study was Korean language and culture instruction is subordinate to the diplomatic aims of Korea and the Korean government's ability to influence publics. So part of the research objectives was to find out students' perceptions of the University of Nairobi Korean Studies Center and its role. The second one was the quality of the program's content. So in terms of sampling, the site was selected because the University of Nairobi Korean Studies is it's sixth, not fifth, is the sixth Korean Studies Center in Africa, which was launched in 2013. Participants for the study were site-specific, that is University of Nairobi Korean Studies, and a total of 10 participants were interviewed. 7 students enrolled at the Korean Studies, 1 alumni of the University of Nairobi Korean Studies, and 1 Kenyan administrator who works directly with the Korean Studies Center and the project coordinator. The students were selected on the basis of age, gender, educational level, and class. So there's diversity in terms of the sample size. In terms of the framework of analysis, I chose Kim Tae-won's article because I found it to be the most relevant according to the study. So it talks of five frameworks, 5 categories of public diplomacy, and amongst them there's knowledge diplomacy, culture diplomacy, Korean studies diplomacy, corporate diplomacy, sports and tourism diplomacy. But in this case, we'll focus on Korean studies diplomacy, whereby the soft power assets include Korean language and Korean studies, and the resources are language and academic resources. Yeah, so I'll present to you the findings of the research. So a diverse group of students study Korean language and culture for the primary purpose of gaining language skills that will help them in the future careers. And then an interest in Korean language and culture motivated most students to undertake. That is to mean that they might not be able to speak Korean fluently besides the day-to-day conversation. Maybe I would also like to draw your attention to the Confucius Institute curriculum. The Confucius Institute curriculum is developed by the Chinese government. So that in this case, here we're having a scenario of a curriculum which was developed by think tanks and by academic scholars from both sides, both from Kenya and both from Korea. And as regards to that, most students said that they were satisfied with the curriculum, that it is well developed, and that it offers a holistic approach towards Korean studies, so that the curriculum encompasses Korean studies from the angle of economics, anthropology, language and linguistics, literature and folklore, and history, and etc. Yeah. So for one of the research questions was if the students had a better understanding of Korea after undertaking courses in Korean studies. And most of them said definitely they do have a better understanding of Korea and part of its cultures. Some of them even explained that now they have a better understanding as to why Koreans bow and as their way of greeting someone. And then also through the study, I came to learn that through the various courses undertaken, students became more aware of Korea's development model and its role as a donor. That is in terms of ODA. And then there's also pronouncements of mutual cultural exchange between institutions of higher learning, so that in terms of fostering relations between Kenya and Korea, it does not go just one way, with Korea exporting its cultures to Kenya. No, it goes 2 ways in the sense that the University of Nairobi has also signed MOUs with other universities, whereby Kiswahili, which is one of the national languages in Kenya, is being taught to students here in Korea. So I would say this goes a long way in fostering relations between the two countries. And just to wrap up my study, I would say Korea's public diplomacy strategy through Korean studies at the University of Nairobi is strategic, considering that university students are multipliers, or they bear the multiplying effect amongst the Kenyan publics. Yeah, that was my brief presentation. Thank you.